AP of the day 12. So, today we are getting a mastery point I'm still missing. One of the core features of POF, really, which is to get treats for your new mount. So the way that this works is on every map you get a new mount. And once you get the new mount, the heart NPC that helped you get it tells you to go do something else on the map. And that involves a variety of mini quests, essentially, that earn you treats. The treats can be fed to that mount once per day for experience. And it's a really cool idea if experience was actually a thing that you cared about in the mastery system and stuff. It was kind of incentive to further explore within these regions. And I just hadn't done it on this map. I haven't done it on a lot of maps. I still don't think I have it done on Vabi, possibly. And I only just the other day did it on the Desolation, though I never filmed it and turned it into an AP of the day because I actually made like 3 AP of the days in that same day. I got pretty addicted to achievements on that day. So, and it was kind of long and complicated and weird. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying it out here. And we'll see how we go with it. Mostly, I really care about this because the Elon Riverlands, once I've done this, I only have, like, one more achievement to do, I think. Well, I've got the forgotten caches I need to find. But then it's that flowers for Jinnoth thing, which was the original ambition I had on this map. And I've left for last now. So anyway, yeah, check it out. Skimmer treat from Haroon, given by defector Haroon in Southwest Prophet's Path. So I read that at the start of this little VOD here. And immediately came over here. I know where Prophet's Path is. This is kind of your entrance to the Crystal Desert in Guild Wars 1. It's kind of weird given where Amnoon has shifted to over 250 years, but Amnoon used to back out into this area of the world, and you'd follow some forgotten monuments as you headed toward Augury Rock. So, you know, and that's the Prophet's Path. So we're looking for the defector. We just don't know exactly who it is, or where it might be. So right now, I'm thinking, okay, well, there's some ruins nearby. I guess I'll look at the ruins and we'll, like, skimmer across over that quicksand. And that's the plan. So, speaking about my character here, I haven't played Deadeye in PvE for ages. And what's actually going on here is it's a broken non-build on super glassy gear, which is a bad idea on Thief, as you can probably tell. The reason it's that is probably because of some of the balance of boots videos I've done, where I've messed with traits and used this as a demo character, but not actually played it in the intervening, you know, weeks. So, I'm actually going to die on this video in a pathetic way. So, if you guys enjoy a bit of Schadenfreude, however we pronounce that, you're going to like this video, trust me. Anyway, so, yeah, I go and then I realize I'm fog a new area and I'm obviously not in the Prophet's Path anymore, so I turn around. Then I go north and I realize I'm not in the Prophet's Path anymore. I'm at Deadlock Sweep, so I go south. So we're looking somewhere on the west, but not so far west we go to the Savage Lands, or too far north. And we're just trying to find some NPCs, some defectors. And actually, I recall around now as we get towards Kesho, that up against the rocks near Kesho there is something, isn't there? Well, here we find a lost mount. The mount is frightened, doesn't just changes maybe its owners around nearby. I don't know if that's to do with the achievement at this point. But I go up here and I realize, here's some guys. I remember now.
When we get moving again, how can we avoid the Forged?
We'll have to head east. Hopefully we're far enough north to avoid the Awakened.
But at least the Forged left us alive. Are you sure risking a run-in with the Awakened is better?
I honestly don't know. But if nothing else, Augury Rock should offer better cover than open death. Besides, we'll have to head through Destiny's Gorge anyway to get to Amnoon.
So, the whole theme of this here is that there's lots of people trying to escape Joko's kingdom, and they're hitting various roadblocks along the way. We have got some help, some intel from them, from the Skimmer trainer, on how they can make it, but quite often there'll be an extra complication. So we give them the information on how they can actually make it to Amnoon, but then they'll have something else they need. So for this, they say that they lost their medical supplies in a cave nearby, and obviously that's going to be the cave entrance to Kesho. It's interesting that they take us to the entrance to Kesho as a part of this achievement, because the main story has you get a Skimmer before it has you go to Kesho, right? So in theory, couldn't you sort of sequence break the game by doing this, really aggressively going for achievements as soon as they become available. Wouldn't that lead you to... Maybe that's not a sequence break, though. Maybe that's a double whammy of how to get here. The achievement doesn't actually take you all the way into Kesho. There's no achievements to do such a thing. But the medical supplies are here instead. So here's where I'm going to die, all right? So I use the high IQ black powder dagger storm play. But that doesn't really mean anything in PvE because, you know, they don't attack very fast anyway. So now I'm just trying to cluster bomb kill these bats, and I've just now realized they're veterans, and they just kill me. They just put me in I die to bats, guys. Pretty bad. And it's at this point I'm like, oh, maybe I don't actually have a build. Like, I don't think I have deadly arts even on, and one of my other trait lines doesn't have anything spec'd. Also, I'm a big fan of Signet heal for Thief. And I don't have that. I obviously could have played better. I could have dropped a choking gas and then let a cluster bomb go into it for weakness. I could have actually dodged more. I could have stealthed for some malicious backstabs or something. I could have done anything. I just wasn't really thinking. And so now I'm like, oh, I actually have to pay attention, be careful. The whole reason I'm on Thief is because I'm kind of enjoying Fashion Wars at the moment for undisclosed reasons. And so basically... these guys are going to repeat their same dialogue, so we can kind of ignore it here. So basically, I tweaked the way that my char looks a little bit, and I kind of just wanted to do a video on a different thing than the Reaper. So anyway, it's a bit of a shame that the devs have this design that their dialogue loops. It would be cool if the second time you came to them with the objective in hand, you got a new take on them. But I appreciate there, all I'm essentially doing is asking for more content, more, when that's not always practical. Thank you for getting our medical supplies back. Here's a treat for your Skimmer. The Awakened were just too dangerous to stay out east, so we've been heading north. And there you go. So we get that. That's the start. And now we need to go help some other defectors in one of their quests. So here I've got the treat. A treat that combines flavors of common crustaceans and 3 types of fish. You're supposed to, when you click it, it's supposed to trigger an animation on your Skimmer, so he's really happy. It's one of the idols. But when I feed him here, my animation doesn't go off. I don't know why, whether that's a weird bug or I just got extremely unlucky and that he was about to trigger an idol and then I cancel cast the idol with the treat. And so I got neither. But we got the love hearts anyway. Interestingly as well, you can only feed 1 per day. Which is just, you know, what that implies for the devs' perspective on what they think the mastery system is extraordinary to me. I love that sense, that idea that, yeah, you get a mount and then you spend like the next week or 2 IRL training it and feeding it and working with it to get its extra capabilities available. And in the meantime, you know, the maps feel different and exploration feels different. And then you get to that. I love that idea. And I love the idea that there's these achievements to get these treats and stuff. But what does it mean for the game? Honestly, the treats are irrelevant for experience. Well, anyway, as we move forward, what we'll see here are some more defectors.
We've come here trying to escape the Awakened, and our path leads us right through the Forged?
We just gotta make it to Amnoon. From there, we'll be able to leave the desert completely.
But who knows what might be waiting to the north? What if nowhere's safe?
If you believe that, then you can just stay here and die with the Dolyaks. But I'm gonna keep moving north, toward Hope.
So, here she says, hello, we were attacked by Forge while trying to flee Amnoon. Our Dolyaks were killed, so the journey's going to be very hard. We can make it, but hope is dwindling. And they say, wow, thanks for directions, but we need water. I've heard there's a water gin north. Maybe you can get us some water from there. So I'm going to be trying to find that gin. Again, watching this now, it should be very obvious where that gin is. I know where that gin is. But as I was recording this footage, it completely escaped my mind, so I actually have a bit of a hunt looking for it. There's actually a whole zerg of players right now on mounts following that commander tag. I have no idea where they're going or what they're doing. Oh, actually, I've just did think, are they doing a hero point train? A Path of Fire hero point train? Is that really necessary? Oh, I'm so out of touch, guys. I didn't think... really? They're tuned completely different to Heartthorns. So anyway, there I try and climb on top of that plateau, but there's actually an invisible wall. And yeah, we go forward. So you find there's a water gin. There's forgotten debris there. There's Ori there. And there is water there, which has kind of got an interesting design. So now I'm actually scared of this gin, by the way, because... by the way, the Blinding Bolts combo is pretty good there, because it got the fire elementals dealt with. I'm scared of the gin, because the build is so crap, and I'm playing so crap on it. There, look at me miss that backstab there. I'm actually really happy I managed to break the break bar. I think that was purely through blind, wasn't it? Anyway, there we go. We get a proper one there. And he dies. So he's super squishy, which I'm pretty happy about. And the embers have broken aggro. I don't quite know why. Is it because I'm on a different plateau and their initial attacks missed, so it set them to invuln or something? Anyway, so yeah, we got the water. We actually look a bit like a tempest here. Funnily, back when Path of the Fire came out, I do remember picking this water up, but I never appreciated or cared that it was a part of the Skimmer achievement. So I just wandered around with it. It expires in 5 minutes. And so, yeah, now we got to return to the characters. The character's dialogue, by the way, is kind of funny to me. She immediately snaps at her traveling companion. Well, if you think that, you should just die. It's, like, really, like, extreme. Because you got to think about the circumstance of how these characters got to where they are. Out here in the desert. They've probably been traveling for a few weeks or at least days together, haven't they? And then she just snaps at her like that. I like to, rather than suggest it's poor writing, right? Or implementation. I like to think instead that it's suggestive of some backstory where this person who's being pessimistic and given up and is sad they're going to die, that they're actually really annoying and they've been whining the whole time. Like, my feet hurt. I want to go take a break. I want to do this. And eventually they've just snapped and said, fine, if you think that, leave. And we just catch the end. Anyway, so now I'm extremely confused. Even here on post-commentary, I'm extremely confused. Because I swear to God that those defectors were right near that rock we were just standing at. And I've lost them. I've actually legitimately lost them. I have no idea where it was we found them. They obviously weren't out in the middle of open fields, and they obviously weren't out towards Kesho. But, like, what? Where are... I thought they were against that rock to our right, but we just checked that rock to our right, and they're not there anymore. They were basically directly south of the Djinn, weren't they? And I actually start getting a little bit worried at this point while I'm getting the achievement. Sincerely worried. Because this water does run out. It is on a timer. And then I'm going to have to go back kill the Djinn again. So, yeah. There is actually a phase of wandering around here as I stagger around. I suppose it's a credit to the complexity of the maps. I sort of distill this whole area in my mind down to just a couple of rocks. But it's clearly big and complicated enough that it's managed to completely throw me off. But they are by these rocks for what it's worth. I'm going to turn around and just, they'll magically stumble upon them again in a second. Look at how lost I am. I love the water bubble here on my Fiery Raptor 2. That is actually correct Fashion Wars. I don't have many mounts, right? But one of the very few mounts I have is the Fire Raptor. So I particularly enjoy using the Fire Raptor on a fire-themed character for once, where it actually feels like it somewhat fits. So yeah, we go north from here, and we should just find them up against the cliff. Here you go. They were against the pillar, not the cliffs.
To escape the Awakened, and our path leads us right through the Forged.
We just gotta make it to Amnoon. From there, we'll be able to leave the desert completely.
But who knows what might be waiting to the north? What if nowhere's safe?
If you believe that, then you can just stay here and die with the Dolyaks. But I'm gonna keep moving north, toward hope.
The sound effect on the water is pretty awesome as well. You brought us water? That's wonderful. We can really use it. It's so hot out there. Please accept our thanks, and here's a little treat. We were attacked by Forge, blah, blah, blah. I also enjoy how when we speak to her to trigger this thing, basically just the orb of water around us explodes in their faces. I like to think that we don't actually have a receptacle for it or anything worthwhile. We've just drenched them with water, like we've just exploded an orb on them, and now we're walking away. It would also be a fun idea if, like, Tempest could just overload on them and then do it without, you know, the hassle of going to the water Djinn. Anyway, so now we've got another defector to deal with, and it's this place here called the Quickmire. So I do actually set a personal waypoint there because I'm not 100% sure if we'll find it. And a sandstorm blows in as we go. I do love this sandstorm. I remember whenever I think of this sandstorm, I think of this, right? Before Path of Fire came out, I said that it would be cool if there were dry top style sandstorms here in the desert. And if you guys are long-term viewers of me, really long-term, and you have very good memories, you might remember when dry top came out, and when Edge of the Mist came out, for what it's worth as well, which had a deserty kind of section, I proposed both times that they might be implementing things in anticipation of a desert-themed expansion and a return to the Crystal Desert. That was before even Heart of Thorns, both of those events. And then we went to the jungle instead, and I got complete egg in my face. But particularly with the dry top one, I very distinctly remember seeing and talking about those sandstorms and saying, this would be so cool in the Crystal Desert. And sandstorms do appear in Path of Fire, as we just saw there. They just don't have any kind of meta, and I think they're easy to forget about and kind of ignore and not understand. But they are there, they are a function, and we've done 2 AP of the days now, where we've come to the Elon Riverlands and the sandstorm's blown in. So I do think they offer some quality, even if it's not what I originally imagined in the dry top days. So this guy says, hello, what brings you to this wasteland? And he says, I'm just traveling to Amnoon. And then we say, Abel sent me with instructions. He says, oh, after I left Abel, I didn't expect to get any more support. These street movements are a godsend. Thank you. And so he just goes. So he doesn't actually have a mini quest. I thought that was pretty refreshing. Not just because, oh, it's less that I have to do to get the achievement, which is what I think the level most people will appreciate this on. But more because, you know, it's asymmetrical. It's different. So yeah, we get him, and he's in a fascinating place as well, isn't he? Ruins sunk into this this quicksand. That again is another one of these cool mechanics of the expansion that I looked at goggly-eyed and really excited about in the betas. And I think that quicksand basin there with the half ruined city is probably the most compelling quicksand area in the whole expansion. But the only content really to do in it is get a mastery point, which you'll leave forever, and do this achievement, which is once ever as well. So enjoy it, guys. That's our experience there. But I do love the story of a guy who kind of gets lost in this fallen, ancient, you know, civilizations, buildings that are now sinking into the ground. A bit like what we saw in Guild Wars 1, though the original game didn't have the mechanics to support it. This would be a situation where kind of the Ludo narrative is stronger because we have mechanics supporting the idea of cities, what the environment is trying to tell, right? You know, there's some cohesion there. Anyway, so this final one will, again, take me a little while to deal with. It's actually kind of tricky. So it's a defector near Palawa's Grace, right? Now, Palawa's Grace is technically a point of interest on the map, but what it actually is it's a town, right? Of Awakened, and people who believe in Joko's kingdom. North of the wall, yes, but it's a town. This is the place with that really loads of amazing ambient dialogue, by the way, and the tragic story of, you know, someone who gets abducted by some of the Awakened to go live with them, right? So it's Palawa's Grace, but it's a defector, and the description says near Palawa's Grace. So what's problematic about this is Palawa's Grace is big, and if you say near big, then that's a big area we've got to check. But also, it's definitely not going to be in there because you wouldn't have any open defectors walking amongst the people. So what I'm actually trying to do is like the circumference. I'm like around the perimeter, right, of the town, and just looking for anyone I can see that has defector in their name. But you'll notice here, you've got like desperate exiles and restless exile. There's quite a few like titles for people that could almost double up as defectors to be. But given the way the rest of the achievement's been structured, I'm pretty sure that whoever we're looking for will have the name defector in front of it, right? So we're just kind of scrolling around, and here, look, there's even a bit of a sandstorm near the town too. I'm going in a kind of a clockwise direction, and boom, pretty early we do find it here. Is defector is out on this precipice, overlooking this water. And look at how good that is. That's a screenshot waiting to happen. They say, please let me be. I've suffered a great tragedy. My family gave up my sister, Tiba, to Joko. We can say, look, Abel sent me with instructions. And she says, what? These are troop movements. Thank you. With this, I could actually make it. But do I really want to go? Can I start a new life of my own? Well, that's always the fear, right? The devs do quite well in demonstrating why it's hard to be a refugee here. All right, and so there you go. Then we get the mail, the once lifetime mail from Skimmer Trader Ardra. I've received word that you completed the deliveries I requested. With a little luck, the exile should be clear of the Awakened soon, and I can't thank you enough for all you've done. Come visit me whenever you're free. I'll have more treats ready, and that will still be a once per day experience boost. Yay. So maybe useful when a new Living World episode comes out, but come on, let's be real. So anyway, with this beautiful vista looking up at that skyscraper there, that's a pretty big achievement there. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you for the next one tomorrow.